Hey, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Katie.
You're listening to Not-Stalgia, the edgy podcast.
I think we try to be edgy, but we end up being cornball. That was me in my youth.
Did you watch any edgy content, or did you shy away from it?
No, I was definitely too scared of it.
Yeah. Can you think of a specific thing that you knew you shouldn't watch, and you were so self-policing you did not watch it without even being told? Did you have anything like that?
Yes, we've talked about this before, but The Simpsons. My mom was like, don't watch that when I was maybe 3.5, and I'm still scared of it to this day.
Yeah,
every time the Cloud intro comes on and it's like, whoa, I'm like, you shouldn't be doing this.
It's funny because, like, as much as I definitely watched some stuff I shouldn't have when I was a kid, my mom, similarly, maybe we talked about this too, told me not to watch South Park, and I listened for years. I honestly still have never given South Park a fair try, and maybe it's because same reason that my mommy told me not to, and I avoided it. Yeah. Well, Kate, got your headphones on. I want you to watch this promo. This promo aired sometime in the late summer, fall of 2001. I was 9 going on 10, and I had within the last year, I believe, my household had gotten Cartoon Network. I was watching it a lot. I was really excited. Like I had won it Cartoon Network. My friends had it at some of their houses. I would watch it there, and I was sad. Our basic cable package did not include it. So we always had the lowest tier basic cable package. The only thing lower would be what you had, not having cable.
That would be none.
So I was always on Nickelodeon, and then when we finally got Cartoon Network in 2001, I was so hyped. I was watching Dragon Ball Z. I was watching Dexter's Lab, all the Cartoon Network shows. And then I remember seeing this promo air, and I was intrigued, to say the least.
All right, attention swimmers, or swimmer. Got some announcements to make here. Sundays at 10, it's all kids out of the pool for Adult Swim.
You can't just decide to go swimming whenever you want.
That's when there'll be new shows. New shows, home movies.
Who went wee-wee in my canteen?
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Look at my freaking car.
The Bragg Show.
You fell. Your father and Race were...
Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. C-Lab 2021.
You broke the monitor, and you're dead. Happy?
Cowboy Bebop. And Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
This is Willie Nelson.
No kids under 17, though. So that's new, too. Sunday at 10, Adult Swim on Cartoon Network.
I see you laughing at Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law over there. We tried to watch Cowboy Bebop on our own once, and you didn't like it.
I was confused.
So what do you think?
Okay, so it's a promo saying, like, all the kids get out of the pool Sunday at 10, and adults are going to watch Cartoon Network.
Yeah, it's grown-up cartoon time. And of course, as a 9-year-old, I'm like, I'm going to watch this.
Were you also scared?
A little bit, because they said, what, you had to be over 17, I think? Wow, they can't enforce that.
They can't.
What's supposed to happen is parents are not supposed to give their child a television in their bedroom to watch at all times. That's how you enforce that. But what stood out to you?
You didn't watch it.
Which of those shows, would you have tried to watch those, or would you have self-policed?
No, I would have been too scared.
Be like, no way.
It would have been like, no kids. I'd been like, I can't watch that till I'm 35. Still can't watch it to this day.
Have you seen any of those shows? It was home movies.
Nope.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Your dad really likes Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and he tries to show them to me, and then I get confused, and I go to the kitchen.
Well, it's funny. He tried to show us, like, I guess a new season came out this year out of nowhere.
He's very excited about it.
He tried to show it to us, and it's funny because in 2001 when it came out, what constituted like this is too edgy to show on TV normally was not very edgy. Like when we do get to Aqua Teen, you'll see it's not that vulgar. The new one though is like 2023 and 2024 level of what you can show on TV, and it was just like nudity. Like it was crazy. I don't think he was expecting exactly what it was. He's like, let's watch this, and my mom is like, what is this? Like we were all just trying to gather for the holidays, so we turned it off.
It's like a meatball was like motorboating someone. I was confused, and I just left. I was like, I'm going to go get a drink.
Okay, so Aqua Teen, you've seen a little, but not much.
I don't know much about it, but there was a meatball motorboating somebody. It wasn't good.
You haven't seen C-Lab 2021 yet.
But I saw C-Lab 2020.
We tried Cowboy Bebop, but we couldn't get it. I thought we were going to unironically, not for the podcast, get into Cowboy Bebop, maybe during the pandemic, and we tried to watch one episode, and neither of us really could dig in. And then The Bragg Show, you haven't seen that?
No.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
Yes.
Do you recall anything about watching Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
No.
Okay. And
It was a
then
late night show.
Harvey Birdman.
And Zorak was there.
Zorak Obama. Harvey Birdman, attorney at law. You haven't seen
I've
that?
seen Birdman.
Right. That was the only one that I saw you even chuckle bemusedly at during this promo. So this promo just set me off as a kid. I think it's the idea for me, especially like at that age, of you're like starting to maybe get to an age where you're feeling embarrassed that you watch so many cartoons and maybe these aren't for you anymore, which for me was a painful experience because like I want to watch the cartoons. It hit just at the right time for me where I'm like, I think I might have to stop watching as many cartoons or stop telling my friends I watch them. And then it's like cartoons for grown-ups. I get to watch cartoons the rest of my life. It was very important to me that this existed.
That's good.
So, Kate, in 1994, oh, actually, I guess I'll ask one more time so we can put the theme music in. Kate, have you ever seen?
Who is the man in the suit? Who is the cat with the beak? Do you really want to feel him? Harvey attorney, habeas corpus, Marvy attorney, Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
No.
Great, thank you. That's just to go through the motions for our standard format. In 1994, Kate, as you well know, the still new cable TV channel Cartoon Network produced their first original show, Space Ghost Coast to Coast. They did so by repurposing animation from an old Hanna-Barbera cartoon from the late 60s, Space Ghost and Dino Boy. We know that. We've been there. We did a whole episode on it.
Yeah, there was like ants.
Oh, yeah, he fought like big ants or something. Yeah. The original Space Ghost was created by Alex Toth. That's just want to put that in there to give credit where credit's due. As the 90s wore on, Space Ghost Coast to Coast was a subversive hit for Cartoon Network, but then their next several original projects after that were not like Space Ghost at all. Instead of do this thing where they like cheaply reuse the animation, like using just like a video editor on the computer, they started actually making fully animated cartoons in more of the tradition of actual animation in Hanna-Barbera. Actually, most of these are like better quality than the 60s Hanna-Barbera. They made Dexter's Lab, they made the Powerpuff Girls. We watched all of these. We've seen pretty much all of the original run at this point of what Cartoon Network called their cartoons. And these were targeted towards children instead of like teens and college students and adults like Space Ghost Coast to Coast. But, Kate, in the year 2000, Cartoon Network put together a plan to make more shows like Space Ghost. Weird and cheap and either reusing animation or at least reusing characters that already existed from the Hanna-Barbera library, which they owned because Ted Turner owned it. The same team responsible for Space Ghost Coast to Coast kind of oversaw 4 brand new shows being created. C-Lab 2021,
Okay.
The Brack Show, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. And the intention was to create an adult-oriented programming block that would air later at night. Much like how Nick at Night existed on Nickelodeon, because they were saying, you know, children aren't up watching cartoons at night. So if you're a 24-hour children's network, you need to do something at night because your normal audience isn't awake to watch it. So you're trying to diversify a little bit. It's exactly what they're doing here. And it's weird because like they had this plan basically dating back to like 1998 or 1999, but it just kept getting delayed for whatever reason, the launch time of it. So they had all these shows. They had like the pilots ready. They were working on these 4 shows. So weirdly, they at 4 a.m. on December 21st, 2000, without announcing it ahead of time, they showed like all the pilots to these shows just randomly. So you would only see it if you happened to just be like a weird insomniac or someone who worked a late shift and you were just up in the middle of the night. So most of the shows premiered then technically, but the actual launch date of Adult Swim was September 2nd, 2001, where all 4 of those original shows and a few others that we'll talk about in the coming weeks all aired back to back to back as their original lineup and stayed that way for years. As we saw in the promo, it was originally Sundays at 10 p.m., but it eventually expands into late night on pretty much every weeknight.
Okay.
So that's Adult Swim.
Yeah.
The show we're going to watch today, Kate, Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, sees the Birdman character from Birdman and the Galaxy Trio, which we watched and laughed at a few weeks ago, as an attorney. Typically, he's a defense attorney, but sometimes he'll like do other stuff, whatever the plot calls for. And he's always representing and defending other Hanna-Barbera characters. It's a really funny premise. It blew my mind as a kid, even though I didn't fully like get the humor. The idea of seeing like Scooby-Doo characters being prosecuted in a courtroom with this bird attorney man with his suit and his wings and his mask was so bizarre. And
This
you know,
is like why you like that Weird Al thing, the thing where he splices himself in these different interviews.
yeah, Al TV. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's just it's so clever. It's so clever.
And I can imagine you as a young person being like,
Yeah, and I
so
go yeah.
overwhelmed by the thought that you can repurpose
Yeah.
this animation. This is like your villain origin story.
Yes, Kate, absolutely.
Oh my God.
And
Oh, no.
One thing I love about this too is like, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like Hanna-Barbera wouldn't so quickly, and I know they're owned by Turner, and now by Warner Brothers. It just feels like they wouldn't so quickly like let their characters be used in these like inappropriate scenarios. Because like,
Yeah, is it like Scooby-Doo getting a DUI?
you're gonna see. You may have just guessed the first one we're gonna watch. But it's like they would take like
Really?
that
I
joke
guess-
about Scooby-Doo, like are they smoking pot, and they'd make a whole episode out of it, and like it's the Scooby-Doo characters.
Tyler, dogs can't drive.
Sometimes they would get like the voice act, like it's crazy that they were allowed to do. They just let them do whatever
This
they
is
wanted.
silly.
It's insane.
This is like Better Call Saul meets Weird Al's Al TV.
They like just didn't care if they tarnished the reputations of these like beloved children's characters that they're gonna want to. You'd think they'd want to reuse them again in the future, but
Side note, I'd be willing to watch Better Call Saul with you. I'd be willing to give it another
all
try.
right, let's
We have
give it
to
the
figure out where we left off.
We're in season 2. We didn't get very far. We should try.
Do people like that show?
They love it. Okay. A lot of the characters they use are obscure, like Birdman. Like, nobody cares if you're going to make Birdman ridiculous and inappropriate, but like, they let them use their top tier characters, and we're going to, because they were owned by the network.
Yogi Bear.
We're going to watch an episode with
The
Scooby-Doo,
Jetsons.
an episode with Yogi Bear, and an episode with Fred Flintstone. Like, those are as good as it gets for Hanna-Barbera, as famous as they get. You know what I mean? But then they're also using these characters you would never know unless you're a real deep Hanna-Barbera fan, you know? They used everybody.
Spoiler alert.
It's crazy.
I am not.
No, I've been trying to make you, but no. There is a Jetsons episode as well. So technically, this show is created by Michael O'Whelan and Eric Richter, based on the Birdman characters created by Alex Toth. It premiered officially on September 2nd, 2001, the first night of Adult Swim, but technically premiered that middle of the night in December of 2000, and it ran until July 22nd, 2007. They made 4 seasons, 29 episodes, and then later in 2018, they came back with a 22-minute special called Harvey Birdman, Attorney General, I think it's called. So for me, like with Space Ghost, I really want it to like Adult Swim so bad, but I really never totally got. One, I couldn't always stay up late enough to watch it, like not because I wasn't allowed to, but because I would fall asleep trying.
You're just a sleepy boy.
I have really strong memories of doing that with Space Ghost even before Adult Swim, of trying really hard to stay up and then just not making it.
Have you always been sleepy like that? Like,
Yeah. Oh, well, you mean like how now I'll fall
Yeah.
asleep on the couch watching Killers of the Flower Moon 3 nights in a row. Just
Listen.
can't make it.
You gotta separate it out. I know it's not how Scorsese intended it, but I'm old. I'm tired. I gotta get up and move. I gotta
haven't-
rest. It's
as
also
of this
very
recording,
sad.
We haven't finished watching it. It's been many nights. We watch some of it every day, but then some nights, not every day, because then some nights we'll be like, I'm just not in the mood to be bummed out by Killers in the Flower Moon. Let's watch it tomorrow. That's gone on for a few nights now. So I had a strong desire to like this show. Even as a kid, I loved the premise. But with all the Adult Swim shows, this included, when I would watch it, I never could quite get it. Like I didn't get it. And
Got it.
we're kind of doing this Adult Swim couple weeks here, interrupted probably, not in a row, but like for the next month or two, we'll get through all the Adult Swim shows, the original lineup. And my whole point is like, I want to see if I get it now, if it has aged properly. Like I think I might have missed my window to get this. I think you had to be a little older. You had to be like
You'd be like,
16 in
14,
2001, right?
yeah.
Where I was 10, So I don't know. I'm just really curious to see, is it good? How does it hold up? So we're going to watch all season 1 episodes because I picked based on the Hanna-Barbera characters that are present. Season 1, episode 3, Shaggy Busted. Season 1, episode 4, Death by Chocolate. And season 1, episode 6, Dabba-Don. Last thing I'll say before we watch, I think you might be able to appreciate the Adult Swim shows because their episodes were usually between like 5 and 12 minutes.
Excellent.
I
I
don't think they
like them
overdid it.
already.
I'm worried that even with that short runtime, they're going to run their jokes into the ground, but we shall see, shan't we? Shan't. All right, ready? Shaggy Busted. So remember, it's a mix of reused animation from the old shows, and then they'll like very cheaply digitally animate new stuff with them.
Guys, meet your new attorney, Mr. Birdman.
Now, which one of you is Shaggy?
Like I am.
Okay, that's your street name. What's the name your moms gave you? I've seen this before. Profiling. 2 young men in a van. Inappropriate laughter. So let's have it.
Like have what?
The truth. When you're ready to rap, when you're really ready to get real, you've got my number.
I know the way it looks, Mr. Birdman, but that's just the way they are.
Yeah, they always act that way.
All right, so now we've just cut to a police dash cam footage of a real van, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. So you didn't watch Cops, but like this dash cam thing is supposed to
Yeah.
be just like
It's
watching
like, yeah.
Cops.
Shaggy's been pulled over for like a DUI, but he has fled
He pulled away and the cop just opened fire.
Yeah.
This intro's amazing.
This intro is actually pretty good. Yeah.
Habeas corpus.
I do like that they really lean into how weird it is to have Avenger around. Like, is he sentient? Is he not? Like, it's very confusing.
Yeah, Birdman just said, like, oh, you're a partner in this law firm, but then, like, locked him in his cage. Basically, all the jokes you made when watching Birdman, they were making those jokes when they created this show. That's the idea.
Dang.
It's like, what if you let the people who sit around and make fun of TV make TV, and they have access to the entire Hanna-Barbera library?
Scooby and Shaggy are in a holding cell with, like, everyone that they've put away, which is really funny. Like a robot, a clown, and a pirate. What's that little boy crawling around?
I don't know. That's the humor of Adult Swim. That's the problem. That's McGilla Gorilla, if you're wondering. So this guy is probably a villain from the Birdman show. A lot of the prosecutors are his old villains.
There's like a reenactment going on. It's a man in a dog suit playing Scooby-Doo. This is really confusing.
This is Adult Swim.
I don't know what's
Perfectly
happening.
represent it. It's like super weird. You also have to imagine you're up later at night watching it. I feel like that's an integral part of the experience. Maybe the harsh light of day here is an odd way to experience it.
All right, now there's a man dressed as Birdman, live action,
In some sort of weird tab product placement joke.
on like a very dirty looking beach.
Oh, look, Reducto.
All right, I thought there were some funny moments, but then I was also confused.
How about the ending where Scrappy Doo showed up and then Avenger the Falcon just swept in and took him away?
I liked that.
Mr. Boo Boo, would you consider yourself a revolutionary?
Well, no, but I do believe corporations rob us of our dignity and independence, and that these systems must be ripped down, burnt down, or leveled by any force necessary. But that's just one little bear's opinion.
All right, so here we are in Jellystone Park, which is where Yogi the bear lives. And the ATF is here trying to flush him out with nerve gas.
The problem is, the other one, the Scooby-Doo, the first minutes were the funniest, like, just the setup, like, I'm worried, because this is great, too. I hope that it can maintain the the humor.
Boo Boo, Yogi the bear's sidekick, is the Unabomber. Things are bad. There's too much happening. For some reason, I do like when they cut to the live action.
Yeah, they're showing this, like, abusive interrogation. It's just a man in a big bear suit as Boo Boo. Don't you like hearing Boo Boo go on an anti-corporate screed?
Yes, I do, actually.
I don't hear you laughing over there much.
I'm not. But look how cute Boo Boo is.
Do you see why I didn't get this when I would try
Yes.
to watch it? Do you see why I would want to get this and why I
can
couldn't?
see why you would want to get this, but this is like almost too absurd. You've got like a little bit of plot loosely tied together, and then the last like maybe 5 minutes or so is just absurdist garbage.
Mrs. Flintstone, would you mind telling us what you do for a living?
Well, I'm a homemaker.
Would you say that you live la dolce vita? The sweet life, for God's sake.
I'm well taken care of, if that's what you mean. I live a life of privilege. But sometimes I question where the money comes from.
Nothing further.
The Sopranos parody here is really great, though.
I'm telling you, the first minute of each of these is the funniest part. The ATF breaking down Boo Boo and Yogi's cave, Shaggy and Scooby's dash cam footage, and now this Sopranos thing in Bedrock.
Oh yeah, this is inspired, but then honestly, the quality drops sharply after the first couple seconds.
Well, let's see. Let's give it a chance. A third chance.
Yeah, they're wiretapping Fred Flintstone's house, which is great.
The FBI surveillance van, but like made of rock, like Bedrock style. Really disturbing, like domestic scene of Fred and Wilma screaming at each other while Pebbles is crying. That's Jabberjaw. You never seen Jabberjaw?
I like when the Birdman molts. That's nice. I don't know who this little guy is.
It's
I'm
his
confused
clerk.
by him.
He was the clerk. He got hired in the first one.
Yeah, but I'm confused by his presence. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah, they have him do like really dumb humor.
Wilma Flintstone as a mob wife, though, is pretty great. So the pterodactyl lamp is now being deposed because he was part of the wiretap scheme.
No diving in an empty pool. No diving. No diving.
Picture of Kate. It's, late at night, maybe a Sunday. You got school in the morning. You've stayed up late to watch this.
The first 30 seconds to 2 minutes are generally pretty good, and then everything devolves very quickly. They should have made these like 2-minute interstitials, I think, instead of like 12-minute shorts.
Isn't it unfortunate? The 12 minutes feel really long.
Really long. Like, wow.
Because they do like a lot of like awkward and like humor, right? I don't get it. I want to like this so bad. It's not going to stop us from watching every other Adult Swim show, but are you sure it's not going to stop us?
Yeah, you probably had to have been like between the ages of 14 and 16 in 2001 when like being random was really
But then
great.
You wouldn't be old enough to appreciate all the Hanna-Barbera references. It's so weird.
I don't know, man.
I don't get it. Like
confused.
literally, it's made by some of these shows were made by like guys who were like interns at Cartoon Network in the 90s. They were in their 20s and they probably weren't old enough to have grown up with all these shows, but like watched them a lot while they were helping program the network. And we're like, these are so dumb and ridiculous. Here's our weird take on it. Right. It's very, very specific in a strange way.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Yeah.
The idea is so solid too.
It's
like,
genius.
The idea is really
It's a
funny.
genius premise.
Maybe I'm just like not getting it.
That's what I mean.
I'm like mad at myself. Like, am I not getting it? Am I too dumb?
No, this is how I felt as a boy and how I feel now. I think you're right. We had to be exactly the right age at the right moment to really enjoy this. But it's so weirdly like amateur feeling too. But then like it's not like the beginnings feel so well put together.
It's like they put one guy on the first 5 minutes and one guy on the second 10 minutes.
And then, of course, this one is all about, like, The Godfather and Sopranos references. Like, they were doing some really specific Godfather things that, like, The Simpsons does this, too, and I'm much more willing to forgive The Simpsons, although the more we watch it for here, maybe you'll wear me down and let my nostalgia goggles fall off. I don't think so. But, like, where the joke is just, like, you've seen The Godfather. Here's the funny Harvey Birdman scene based on The Godfather, you know? I don't know. It makes me sad that I don't like this.
Yeah, I feel dumb.
I want to take the joy in it, but yeah, it's not there. All right. So that's Harvey Birdman. Great idea.
Super duper
Something
idea.
about the
Very
execution or
confusing.
our ages just aren't clicking. All right, Kate, thank you so much for watching that as we begin to dig in a little more into Adult Swim. I think we will find a show we like from this Adult Swim run. I really do. It's probably going to be home movies, which is the last one we're going to do. But we'll see.
Here's what I need you to do. If you understand Adult Swim, I need you to send us a voice message and please explain it. Explain it to me. It doesn't have to be long. Like, just distill it down so that a dum-dum like me can understand it. I'm confused.
Birdman? Birdman? Harvey? Birdman? Birdman? Harvey Birdman?
Harvey Birdman.